Okay, so to wrap up transformations, you should try these two problems yourself and then just check your answers with mine. And if they don't look quite right, then maybe listen to this explanation and see what happened where you went wrong. Okay, so these would be good practice. They really have like a lot of transformations going on, so this is pretty much as hard as it would ever get. Okay. Um, let's start with this one here. And I like to highlight what's happening in the parentheses because that is the only horizontal part. And I'll start by writing down what the horizontal part is. So that is a shift. And we're going to need to subtract 4. So that's going to be a shift left 4. And so in other words, x is going to be -4 for each x coordinate. For the verticals, that's everything else. There's 3 things: the negative, the 2, and the +3. So first of all, that negative is a vertical reflection. You can just call it a vertical reflection, or you can say it's over the x-axis. So over x-axis. Okay. And then number 2, we have the 2. So that is multiplying the equation by 2. So that is a vertical stretch by 2. And then finally, the last thing we have is this +3. So that's that shift up 3. So shift up 3. And then that means what's happening to the y is -2 y coordinate +3. Okay, so now let's make a chart for our values. Our first of all, we need to see that it was an x squared again. Okay, so the original graph is just untransformed, is just x squared. So we've done that, seems like 100 times by now. So just write down those original points. And then I want to transform them, the x's and then the y's. So with the x's, I'm going to just do x -4 for each one. And then for the y's, I have -2y +3. So that's 3. And when I plug in 1, get 1. Okay, so then if I'm going to graph this, I just graph my 3 new points. 1, 2, -5, 1, -4, 3, and -3, 1. And notice that this is a parabola. So it would be a curve. It's facing downward because it was vertically reflected. It's a little bit taller because of the 2. It's shifted up 3, and it's shifted left 4. Okay, so looking good. Next, we're going to highlight what's happening in the parentheses here, because there's actually 2 things happening in the parentheses, and then you can see there are 2 things happening in the vertical direction as well. So for this one, I'll write the horizontals over here. Remember, we're going to undo what happens to x, so let's add 2, right, from this 2. So that is a horizontal shift. Let's see, we want to add 2, so go right 2. And then number 2, we have the 1/2. We need to multiply by 2. That makes it a horizontal stretch by 2. Okay. So in other words, in the x direction, we're going to do x plus 2, and then we're going to take that and multiply that number by 2. In the y direction, we have the 3 and the 4. So in the verticals, we are going to multiplied by 3. So that is a vertical stretch by 3. And then we have the plus 4, so that is up. That's a shift up 4. So in the y direction, we are going to do 3y plus 4. Okay, let's make our chart. Notice this is originally the cubic function. So our original points we need to use are from the y equals x cubed. So x cubed is -1. When you put that in, you get -1, 0, 0. And when you put 1 in, you get 1. Okay, and just remember it looks like a slope up like that. Okay, and then in the horizontal direction, we are going to do our plus 2 times 2 to those values. So -1 plus 2 is 1 times 2. And then 0 plus 2 is 2 times 2. And then 1 plus 2 is 3 times 2 is 6. Great. And in the vertical direction, we're going to do 3y plus 4. So 3 times -1 is -3 plus 4. That makes 1. 0 plus 4 is 4. And 1 is 3 plus 4, 7. Okay, let's see how that looks. Let's see, 2 comma 1, 4 comma 4, and 6 comma 7. Okay, remember this is a cubic, it's not a straight line, so try to curve it through that middle point. Woo, sorry about that. That point really, should just go on from there. But that middle point is the one that was shifted over from 0, 0. So that's kind of where it goes on the changes the slope there. Okay, so notice that it is stretched horizontally. It is stretched vertically. It is shifted over to the right, and it's really by 4 because of the -2 and the multiplying by 2. And then, of course, it's shifted up 4. So looking good.